I've got an idea for a startup and I want to bring you guys along for the ride. Everything from talking about what it is in this video and doing some data modeling and kind of use case modeling to actually building it. And I'm going to take you guys along for more or less all of it. I might do like some work behind the scenes, but I will try and like live stream as much of that stuff as possible and then make videos of things that I think are interesting or maybe noteworthy along the way. So let's jump in. So here's the idea. I have seen, maybe you've noticed, I have seen a lot of cookbooks out there in the dev world. So here's some examples, all right? Now these can be like books that people write. They can be documentation that a framework, language, library, so on will provide. Kind of everything and everything, or anything and everything, seems to be that this idea of a cookbook in which there are recipes inside of it for how to do various things is always present. So let's take a look at some examples. Here is a literal book for the Go programming language. Then we've got a Docker book. Let's take a look at that. All right, that's another one. Cookbook for solutions and examples for building distributed applications. Awesome. Let's take a look at the Flutter cookbook. Now, this is a book, obviously, mentioned that. However, and there's over 100 real-world recipes for Flutter here. The Flutter documentation actually have an official cookbook section of their website. And I was kind of thinking, like, and I remember when I was looking at this, it must have been 4 years ago, that I actually remember that this page right here was like the catalyst for me coming up with this idea. And then I started looking around and seeing these other cookbook things elsewhere. And essentially, like, what if there was a way that you could make your own recipe and share it with a community, and someone else could make their own recipe and share it with their community? And yes, I realize you can just use Medium or Dev Together or something like that and post your whatever and talk about things. And you can do that. I'm not stopping you from doing that. And they're great. They're cool platforms. But they're not like purpose built for this. And so I was kind of thinking it would be really cool if we had something that was like purpose built, that was like a legit, discoverable, accessible cookbook that covered anything and everything in the dev community, from AI to like Bootstrap CSS or Tailwind CSS to like React to Go to backend to game development, like whatever it is. I think it'd be really cool if we had some kind of cookbook. I don't know why I keep using quotes, but some cookbook-like thing. So today, we're going to start working on it. We're actually going to build the entire thing in this series that, I don't know, this is like a legit startup and I'm going to take you guys for the ride. So it won't necessarily be a series that I intend to end anytime soon. It's going to be a series that is ongoing without an end in sight. And we're going to build this cookbook, and I'll use this channel to promote it. And if you like it, share it with your friends or other people in the dev community, and hopefully it can be something amazing. So let's get started, shall we? You can see, all right, there's a little intro that I did there. Let's start talking about user stories. And we're going to go fill this stuff out, like right now. So functional requirements, number one, here's what I'll do. A non-authenticated user can, register for the website. An authenticated user can edit their profile. An authenticated user can create a recipe, and we'll spell that the correct way. V1, so it's a version 1, 2, 3, that didn't work, 3, okay, great. Then we'll say version 2, spelled the normal way. So what I want to do is like version 1 is kind of the same thing as like an MVP, minimum viable product. And now, great, that's looking good, I think. And the reason I think that's looking good is because it allows you it allows a user to someone to become a user of the website, but also it allows you to create the thing that I am saying you should be able to create, like as a result of using the website. Is the core value of the website is creating and sharing a recipe within the cookbook. Yeah. So, and I guess there's also like a multitude of cookbooks, really, because there's like the concept of a cookbook, which is really just the idea that like there's a lot of different recipes, but then perhaps someone can like create a collection of recipes. And then like maybe the business model here could be there's like an enterprise thing or something like that, or like an unlimited number of recipes, or I don't know. We'll sort that one out. But I think enterprise something or other is definitely an option here potentially. So cool. Now what we'll do, version 2 will be that you can an authenticated user can like a recipe. An authenticated user can comment on a recipe. You know, I'm making a lot of typos here. I have this microphone here. I don't know if you can actually see that, but I may have this microphone here. And weirdly, when I type, even though it's not in the way of most of the keyboard, or really the vast majority of the keyboard, but like for whatever reason, it just, in my peripherals, it messes me up. Anyway, and we'll correct that one, spell that one the normal way. An authenticated user can comment on a recipe. An authenticated user can like a recipe. An authenticated user can create a collection, a custom, a self-curated collection of recipes. And this is like akin to a playlist on YouTube. Did I spell akin correctly? I don't think I've ever used the word akin. Can I just say that? I genuinely, of similar nature or character. Yeah. That's fantastic. I mean, I don't think I've ever used the word akin before in my life. And here we are using it for the first time for all of you. That is brilliant. Okay. Yeah. So we'll bring these up a little bit. All right. So that's good. I think that makes sense. And here's the thing. After version 2, I don't know how many people are going to be using it. I don't know how many people are going to be using it after version 1. But what I do know is that after version 2, there should be something good enough there that hopefully I'll be able to like look at how people are using it and look at comments on maybe YouTube videos or something, and I can have like a little feedback thing that would kind of give me an indication of maybe things to do next in version 3, just based on the market, based on how people are using it. So say version 3, I don't know, listen to your users. Easy money. Wow, I don't know if it's easy money, but whatever. Okay, sweet. Okay, let's go. An authenticated user can log in. Some feature requirements. So I want to use like SSR, server-side rendering, which basically puts us at a position where we're going to be using either Astro. Been using that. Well, we'll talk about that when we get to the tech stack, actually. Could be Astro, could be Next.js. We'll do that correctly. Next.js, could be Remix. I don't know. is that how you spell proper? Proper, correct auth for SSR. I'll talk more about that later. But it's like, I guess it's cookie-based auth, right? Just cookie-based, I think. I think that's what we want, cookie-based auth. I have a lot to learn there. I mean, I know that these platforms like Firebase Auth do a lot of the work for you, but still, I think there's stuff to learn there. I've tried to implement it before, and unfortunately, Firebase's like cookie-based auth stuff is kind of in preview, and the documentation doesn't seem to be that complete / that good. So I was not able to get it to work, and I had to do it a different way, which is what you would do in a typical React application that does not use SSR. So that wasn't ideal. However, it works on my other project. Yeah, an authenticated user. So basically, like for this, we just need a form. We just need a, let's just say like a profile page of some kind, and an edit profile page. And then we should also have like an account page. And on the account page, you can, I don't know, various settings. Like you can delete your account, which you shouldn't do. Please don't do that. I'll write a little note for all of you guys. Please don't do this one. Viewers. Cool. And then like, I don't know, notifications. Don't know how we're going to do that yet. So TBD. That'll be V3 or V4. I don't know. Something like that. Yeah, cool. Oh, also, I think I'm going to limit the authentication to GitHub for right now. Why am I going to do that? Because I've already gotten it to work with GitHub, and it's super easy, and every developer probably should have a GitHub account. So that's the reason. That one. Okay. Okay, so recipe builder form. All right. That's it, I think. Oh, I guess you can also, any visitor can view and explore a recipe. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Recipe builder form, recipe page. And let's also like any visitor authed or not. All right. Any visitor, authed or not can view all recipes. Okay. We'll call this single recipe page. So let's do that. And then this one will be like an explore tab. I don't know. Explore page. I guess kind of like YouTube's homepage maybe. But like maybe not so much of an algorithm, at least for right now. E.g. YouTube homepage, but less of an algo. All right, sick. Love that. That's dope. I honestly like, okay, here are some features that we kind of have going on here. Ooh. But I'm going to leave these for another day because they're not really that important right now, to be totally honest. So we just, we won't make any assumptions about those. The other thing is that a functional requirement is like website collects visitor analytics. All right, different day, different shirt. Had to go do some family stuff yesterday, so we're back. It's now Monday, the following day, and what I want to do now is we're going to do all the pages, a little wireframing, and then we'll go do the what's called the data model, and then we'll talk about the tech stack that we're going to use. So, all right, first things first, the home page. I think, hi, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is one of my dogs. The first thing we're going to do is the home page here, and I don't know, we'll get like a little nav bar here. I don't really think we have to go and do like a ton of work on these types of things, so maybe just like, you know, I'll just say, okay, this is the nav bar. Cool, easy. Then what I'm thinking of is some sort of like, the homepage, by the way, is going to be like the explore page, whatever that ends up meaning. I think just chronological is fine for right now. This is my other dog. If you guys can see him, I'm not totally sure. But yeah, so we'll do, this is like some kind of sidebar or something. And I don't know, maybe there's like a leaderboard there or, you know, I don't know, a leaderboard or the popular stuff or like trending items or like something like that. I don't know. Maybe we want that to be in a different order, but whatever. So then over here, we will have basically like all of the recipes that are like kind of coming out. Cool. All right. That's pretty reasonable, I think. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. Let's copy. Oh. That's like kind of where we were before. Cool, let's copy that. Let's get this over here sort of, and then what we'll do is we'll start deleting stuff. So why don't we, I want to take these, put them right there for right now. Let's group all this stuff together. Let's slide it over here. All right, now we'll have a profile image. And then we'll just have like, I don't know, profile info, profile info. All right, sick, sweet. And then we'll take this whole thing here. Actually, we didn't need to do that. We're going to take these two things, pop them over here. And then what we're going to do is just say that this is just going to be like a form that you can basically just use some like edit profile form. Edit profile form. All right, cool. I think that's like all you really need. I mean, sure, there's other stuff like being able to delete your account, and maybe there's like settings that you might need to set one day. But I think for right now, for V1, I think it's totally cool just to go with this, what we have here. And that's fine. Let's go back and get the other stuff. Add recipe page. These are going to be, I think, more interesting. Okay? Like a lot more interesting. So what I'm thinking for the add recipe page is that basically, let's get rid of this, and this. I think there's like, okay, here's my idea. We're going to, let's actually go and delete like all of these things. And this is going to be a form, but since it's going to be like a really important form, I'll actually go and like design it, you know. Let's bring this back here. Let's bring this over here. Just a little OCD. Okay, cool. What we're going to do is we're going to have a title field. And then under that, we'll have two things. We'll have one, we'll have like a, ooh, hold on. I had another idea. Wait. We're going to have something for like the ingredients. So basically, let's get some like text here. And we'll go and put this over there, and we'll say like ingredients in. We just learned how to spell ingredients, so let's see if I got it right. What? Wait. Wait, this one spelled it wrong. I knew it looked weird. That's oh boy. Nope, not the word I was going for. That's hilarious. I think, unless it was like offensive, in which case I do apologize. But I don't think there's anything weird about that. Cool. All right, nice. Back to this. We will have, let's say, do we have more shapes? All right, so we'll have a plus button here. I'll just use a plus, that's fine. Okay, cool. We'll just have like a little plus button over here, right? That's totally cool. And then basically like you do this and it'll pop up with some like modal of some kind that basically allows you to search for and then add an ingredient or another, technology that you want to have added to your recipe that you're trying to create. So I'll say like, just to kind of make it something that you can kind of like, visually understand. We'll do like this. I'll do another one here called, I don't know, maybe we want Golang instead this time. Let's do that. And then we'll also do like AWS, everyone's favorite cloud provider. Cool. So we have that, right? And then here, I think this is going to be interesting. Here, what you can do is you'll have, let's say, so we'll have like a field in here, basically, that is a step title. Right? Step title. And then we'll have a step, let's do a subtitle. And then we'll have like the step details basically, right? And this will be like a rich text editor, so you can add code, or you can just add, I don't know, whatever explanation you want or something like that, right? So we'll do step details. We can actually stretch these both out. Just be like this, take up the rest of it. And then what we'll do finally at the bottom here, we'll have it, it'll say like add step. And then you'll also be able to, of course, like remove a step as well, but I think that's kind of obvious here. Okay, sick. Let's go and take our profile screen, because I think this is going to be the closest to the single recipe that we want to do here. Oh no, am I getting... What? I don't want to do that. I'm not stuff. I didn't know that Lucid Chart really like limited you that much. That is a real bummer. All right. Well, at any rate, you will have, as part of this, we can get rid of this. Maybe there's a way to add a cover picture for each step. I don't know. I don't know if that's really that necessary right now, to be totally honest. You know what? We'll put like step details. I don't know, some step details here of some kind. Details. Maybe that's like where the liking goes and the title, the subtitle, the publish date, who made it, the author, things like that. So I think that kind of makes sense. And then we'll have here, we can get rid of this, get rid of that, this here, and this here. And we can just say like step 1. All right, and then we'll have step 2. Whoops, and then we'll have step 3. And so on. I think that makes sense. Is this the fanciest website? No. Does it look very good right now? Also no. Is it going to work? I think so. Pretty sure. Now, I want to talk about why I'm just wireframing right now also, and why I don't think it really makes that much sense to go and like create some nice, beautiful mock-up in Figma. And the real reason is because when I go to build this, I'm going to save some time. I made a video, I don't know, maybe it was my last video, on whether or not you should use a CSS library. And I said that it kind of depends on a lot of different factors, or a few different factors that I talked about in that video. So if you want to go and see it, go check it out. However, with all that, for me, I want to just get this out there. I'm not doing something crazy with CSS. I don't really have any idea to like make some crazy design. I just want to make a reliable, useful, hopefully profitable startup, basically, right? And so for right now, at least to get it out there, I don't really think it's necessary to go and do any of my own stuff. So I'm just going to go and use Tailwind, and I'm going to use a combination of preline, which is not that, which is here, preline, this one, CSS. So I'm going to use this, and then some things here don't really work the way that I want them to, and other things look great. And so where necessary, I will use next UI. I will use this where I need to. Next UI. Not being paid to say that, but I've been using them in other projects and I like them. I also didn't know that you could do that. And what? You can... What? Seriously? Where? Conveni, handle Conveni, canvas Conveni. Whoa. Okay. I didn't know you could do that, and that was really, really cool. So, even more cool that I'm going to use this, I think, because, I don't know, that's kind of awesome. Why not? Anyway, that's what I'm going to use. We'll get back to those in a second. But let's do some data modeling, which I'm just now remembering I can't do because this has reached an apparent limit of shapes. Here's what we need. We need a few things. We need a user. I don't know if this is actually going to be too small for you guys to see, but I don't want to zoom in very much because then it becomes really hard for me to do. But we have a user. And inside here, this will be our primary key, and this will be called their ID basically. And then we don't need a key there, don't need a key here. We'll have their first name, we'll have their last name. How do I add another? There you go. That's what I'm talking about. What does that do? Oh. That was actually quite helpful. Let's do like a bio. Bio? About me. I'll just call it bio, that's fine. Okay. So we've got that. That is, I think, the bare minimum. We probably also want to put birth date on there so that we're not having people just sign up who are under the age of 18. You got to be 18 or up to be able to use this. That is considered legal here in the States. So do birth date. And then let's also do like, we'll have, agree to terms and agree to privacy. How does this work? All right, cool. Good enough. Sweet. That looks good. Put that up here. And then what we'll do here is now let's add a recipe. Just get another one of these things. and I'll say recipe PK ID, and then we'll have whoops, title. What else did I put in here? Whoa. Title. I was gonna put a subtitle in here, so I'll do that too. Subtitle. And then we're going to also now have a foreign key. Sorry, this is going to be, we're going to have, oh, interesting. We're going to have an author Can a recipe be more than one person? Like, can you collaborate on something? Here's the question. For V1, you're not going to be able to collaborate. However, if we ever want to add collaboration in the future, if we make it a one-to-many, a recipe can have one user and a user can have many recipes, then it could be a pain to have to migrate. I don't really want to do that. I think the answer is yes. Yeah. I think we want to have the ability to collaborate, which means that we want to have a many-to-many here, basically. So, having said that, we will get rid of this, and we will then have something in the middle here, which will be user. I'm just going to call it user to recipe. And this will be, the primary key will be a combination, like a, what am I thinking of? It'll be a composite key. So I'm going to say user ID and recipe ID PK. Cool. Now what I want to do, oh, that's not what I wanted. I don't think we need a date on here. I don't know that we're really going to be tracking like when someone joined a project. Although, no, we won't, because we can always add that later so long as it's, option, like so long as the table's there, so that's fine. Okay, so we'll say like role. Maybe you're like an owner or a collaborator or a viewer, and maybe that's something that can be a part of the premium tier, because I do want to make money on this, but I also want to make something really cool that the community can use. So kind of like both things going on there, So we'll get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of, nope. Oh, actually that was good. I like that. Yeah, we should do that. Okay, that was a happy accident. Get rid of this. Cool. Now what we're going to do is we will have this one here goes to that. I don't know what these lines actually mean. I never really pay attention to them, to be honest. So does that mean many to many? I don't know. I know what it means from a data modeling perspective, and that's really, I think, kind of all that matters. Sweet. So a user can have a recipe. We also, we got a subtitle. All right, cool. And then from here, we also will want a step. So we'll say we can just say step for right now. I had an idea here as well in this thing to be able to have to check off which ingredients are going to be used in which recipe, steps of the recipe, but maybe that's a V2 thing. I don't know. So anyway, we have a step, we have the title of the step, then we have the subtitle of the step, and then we have after that, we have step details, step, and also this should be an underscore, as should this. We have details. Oh, yeah, details. And this is going to be like rich text, so we'll have to like sanitize it or something somehow. So we'll figure that one out. So we're going to store that in the database, but it'll be like rich text. So this, we also want something along these lines. Move this over here a little bit. But we basically want a a recipe to step. And so then we'll have here recipe ID. We'll have step ID. And I think we don't need this one here. Okay, so we've got this. And then we've got the, whoops. And then we've got that. And then, so we have everything here, I think. Single recipe. Edit profile. We didn't actually put that in there, but user. All right, so here we go. On the profile, we can have perhaps a birth date or something. We can have like GitHub URL, right? GitHub, did I spell that right? Yes, I did. Maybe, you know, LinkedIn, URL, Twitter, perhaps. Twitter handle, username, whatever. And you kind of get the idea. Social media will be there, but I think that's fine. Like, I think we get what we're doing here. And so, with that, I believe, I think we're kind of done there, right? What do you think? Yeah, I think that's kind of what we're doing as far as that goes. All right, now let's go over here and let's talk about our tech stack. So we have our data model. This is the data model design. I don't know. What's it called? DevKafe architecture. I think that's right. Okay. We have data model. We have tech stack. Tech stack. Cool. So let's start. Let's go bottom to top here on the back end. So our back end, my back end, is going to be, ready? Firebase. Didn't see that one coming, did you? Yes, you did. Yeah, we're going to be using Firebase. Why? It's easy to use. I know how to use it. It's inexpensive. I don't think it'll like break the bank, at least not hopefully for a while. And when it does, hopefully I'll be making money on this and it won't really matter because it'll just pay for itself. Yeah, but basically like I tried to use Supabase and I didn't really like it, to be honest. I tried to get the authentication to work in Supabase and I wanted to do GitHub authentication and it really just, it wouldn't work. And I tried, I think, in like maybe Google authentication too. And I don't think that, from what I recall, that wasn't working, but I could be wrong there. I know that GitHub was not working. And I think that that type of thing, if they're offering it as something that they're sell, it's like a big part of the sales pitch. And it's supposed to be like it just configure it and it goes, and it didn't. But when I flip over to Firebase, the GitHub authentication worked on the first shot without a problem. And to me, that's like a really big deal. I think I would love to use Supabase. I think it's awesome. I really love what they're doing. I would love to use the database because you'll see here in a second, we're not going to be doing that either. But I just think that Firebase is like a more mature platform right now, and I want to build on top of mature technology wherever possible. So that's kind of my reasoning for going with Firebase right now. Unfortunately, the data layer is going to be Firestore, at least at the moment. Now, I don't want it to be Firestore, to be quite honest. Why is it going to be Firestore? Because they have a free tier and it's free. Obviously, they have a free tier and it's free. No, they have a free tier and it won't cost me anything for a while. Now, I did think about using neon.tech, and to be honest, I am going to look into this. Oops, I just kicked my dog by accident. So this is going to be most likely Firestore, but maybe Neon. And the thing that I need to know about Neon is, in this pricing, will it delete? So somewhere in here, detailed pricing comparison, I've seen database hosting providers who offer a database service, database as a service, and if you don't use your database within a certain time period, in a certain amount of time, they will delete it. They will delete your data. And that has happened to me before, and it is not okay. It's very, very bad when that happens. And if it's going to be the case that this gets deleted, sure, a good solution to that would be just like use it or promote it so that other people also use it. But to be honest, I don't know that I really want to even like have that risk be in the back of my mind. You know what I mean? I think that's not good. So I just kind of need to ask them, maybe reach out and ask them, hey, like, if I'm on the free tier because my thing isn't making money yet, is there ever a point in time where you will actually delete my data because I've had that happen? So I just got to check in with them, ask their support. But yeah, so I would love to use Neon. But, you know, I don't know. We'll see. Also, by the way, Neon's really expensive. $20, and like, look, this is really nice. For $20, like, this is pretty sweet, I think. However, look at this storage. $2.5 US dollars for every 2 gigs. I think that's a lot of money. Like a lot. Doing this is a serverless solution for a database, and I think there's a lot of value in that. But it's still expensive. However, it would be nice to have it here because then I could always just migrate it to like another Postgres database. Whereas if it's Firestore, then it's Firestore, and I don't really want to do that. But anyway, that would be an option. And then the other thing is cloud storage for like block object storage. So any pictures that get uploaded or anything like that, it'll go through Firebase, but it'll, you know, using their APIs, but like under the hood, it'll just go to cloud storage. So via Firebase, we're going to spell that correctly. Nice. Okay. What is next above this, you ask? This will be our hosting provider, which will be, drum roll please, ladies and gentlemen, Vercel. Yeah, Vercel. Why Vercel? Good question. Glad you asked. Because I know how to use it. That's probably the biggest one. It deploys really quickly. It works really well. And at least thus far, it's worked really well. Now, would I be willing to try others? Yes, absolutely. I will happily try Netlify. I will happily try anything that has a good reputation and a solid free tier, because I don't want to be paying for this, like out of my own pocket, until it like is, you know, you can see that it's going to grow into something that could actually pay for itself. So yeah, so I would be happy to use Netlify. Or at least try Netlify. I'd be happy to, well, I'm going to use Vercel for sure if I don't find something that I like better. But yeah, so like I'd be happy to try other things. Now, here is an interesting question, because right above here is the actual app. Do I have something here? What are we going to build our actual web app? Hello? Sadie, what was that? What happened? I don't know. She just like shook and it was weird. Shh. Stop. Okay. Yeah. What are we going to build our web app out of? What are we going to use? And this, I think, is where it gets particularly fun. And the reason I say that is because I have experience building web apps. Shh, Harvey, relax. I have experience building web apps thus far with two things. Number one, straight vanilla React. You thought I was going to say JavaScript, didn't you? But no. Straight, just normal React. Did that a long time ago. However, now React say, don't use React. Use something else. Use a framework of some sort. So I have experience using Next.js. I've talked about that. I've been learning it. I don't know that that's really a secret on this channel. But I think it would be cool to learn other stuff as well. And so I think what I'll probably do is maybe build it in Next.js because I want to have great content. I want to make YouTube videos on it. I'm really excited about it. I think it could be a really cool thing for the community. I want to get it out there. I want to get people using it. I want to just kind of go into production. Like, it's way more fun when you're going into production with things and ideas that you have versus just like perpetually building on them and no one ever using them. So I think what I'm going to do is Next.js to start, then make a series where I rebuild the app using other frameworks. And for example, Astro, because Astro is really great. I just started learning Astro, actually. Astro is really great for, like they say, content-based websites. Now, content-based websites are like blogs and e-commerce stores and some other examples they gave that I can't remember right now. And they specifically say that social networks are not one of those things. They do say that. However, I don't know if this is really a typical social network. I think this is more of a blog type thing that just prevents the information in a certain way and then has different components that are interactive throughout the page. And that Astro seems to be like what it's kind of made for. So as an example, Stackshare.io. Now, this website has always been slow. Every time that I use it, it is slow. And I don't know how that's possible. I don't know what I have a little widget here that'll tell us in a second what their tech stack is, but like, this is taking a long time, right? This is taking a very long time. It has been slow since I started using it years ago. What do they use? They use a lot of different things. Maybe that's why it's slow. React. They use React. But anyway, they use React. And so, but like, if you think about it, like this is really just a page of content. Like there's content here and you can sort of interact with the content. You can like it or you can upvote it. Oh, upvote. Maybe that makes more sense and not like. All right, we'll see about that. But like there's interactivity here, but certainly this is more content filled than like interacting, I would say. Another example would be Stack Overflow. This, you can interact with various things. This is not really like a web app, like a portal that you're logging into or a admin console that you're logging into. And I think that was sort of the point that Astro was trying to make, then why they might not be the best fit for certain things. But like this is just content. You can interact with it, but it's mostly content, right? What else? Dev2. I'm not typing anything. Dev2. Here as well, you can interact with stuff, but it's really just all content, right? It's all content. It's like a blog. And basically what we're building is like a purpose-made blog. Like it's still just CRUD, right? Of course, like a blog basically. But we're presenting things in a maybe more specialized, custom way, purpose-built way, similar to how, I don't know why this is going here, but similar to what Stack Overflow basically does. Like these are essentially just blog posts that are like, kind of formatted in a certain way. Or even here, these are literally blog posts. And then, it makes you go to another page. And that sounds terrible. Why does it do that? Anyway, the point I'm trying to make, again, is I think it does fit what Astro would be. So we're going to try Astro. I think that'd be cool. I quite enjoyed it, actually. My personal website, garrettlove.com, which isn't very good, but you can check it out if you so choose. That actually uses Astro. And then there's also Remix. And then there's other ones like Vue. And Vue... What? Oh, Nuxt. That's the one I'm thinking of. Nuxt. So I think there's like other stuff that we could try out here and just kind of have fun and learn new things. But I'm going to build it with Next.js because that'll just be the fastest since I already have more experience with that and know how to do it already. So, yeah, that's going to be that. But hope you enjoyed this video. Probably a bit longer than it needed to be, but that's okay. Maybe I'll throw in some interesting stuff here and there. We'll see. Let me know what you thought of this format also because it was a bit less scripted. And I kind of did that on purpose because I wanted like, I don't know, I feel a little bit nervous sometimes in front of the camera and I'm not like a nervous person. I'm usually kind of like a goofier person and I wanted to let my personality maybe show a little bit more or at least try to. So let me know what you thought about that. And if you want to come along for the ride with this, then subscribe and like and comment so other people can see it too. And then it can kind of get more traction and you can have part of it. Yeah, see ya. Bye.